Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to try a new palette with you today, give you my thoughts, my first impressions on it, but it kind of had been calling to me. I'd been looking at it, it'd been kind of on my radar. Part of me wonders, why did you buy it? And the other part of me was like, I know exactly why you bought it. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. And let me show you what I picked up as my March palette. It's the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes complexion inspired eyeshadow palette. So there she is. She's so pretty. Oh, yep. Here's the plastic. I'm just gonna, look at that. So pretty. So if you'll notice, the larger pans are the mattes and the smaller pans are the shimmers. And I swatched this in store. I wanted to buy this the instant I saw it on Trend Mood's Instagram page, and I was like, but wait. I finally waited to go back and pick it up when I could actually touch it, because it was between this and another palette that I'd had my eye on. This still is, it just makes me happy. I just used some of the Milani eyeshadow primer, and I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start, what should I start with? I don't know. I think I'm gonna start here with Seashell. Just gonna, oh, that's a lot darker than I expected it to be. It doesn't look that dark in the pan, huh? It looked a lot lighter, so I was kind of being a little more haphazard. Maybe these are more pigmented than I thought they might be, so I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. But we gotta make the other side match first. Oh, I like how easy these blend. These are really, really nice. All right, I think I'm gonna also head into this shade here. This one's just called Nude. It's a little bit cooler. And I'm gonna see if I can buff out the edge here just a little bit and get a little bit closer to the brow bone. I do wanna put something lighter in the brow bone, but I feel like I need a little bit of a blend here. I think I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is called Cocoa. Oh, it's really pretty. Look at that. Right here, this one. It's Cocoa. Throw a little bit of that on just in the outer corner to deepen it up a little bit. I'm still getting the hang of applying eyeshadow over unset eyeshadow primer, so this may not be my best look, but sometimes it works perfectly, and sometimes it's like, I feel like it's grabbing in a couple of places, and I think that's operator error, but we'll see. To get the eyeshadow right where I want it, if I do it with my eye closed, then I don't really know what it looks like with my eye open. So when I'm working on making sure it's even, like right in this area, I'll make sure to keep my eye open, hold my mirror up a little higher, and just kind of work on this outside area for blending and intensity. I feel like I get a better outcome that way. This shade right here has been calling my name. This is Sugared Chestnut. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. I think I want to tap a little bit of this, like right over here on the outside edge. I wonder if it would work better if I was not using my finger, but I just want a little bit of depth and sparkle right out here. This shade here is Sparkling Sand. This is one that I've been dying to put all over my lid. Ooh, that's so pretty. So I'm gonna keep this kind of on the front, well, maybe more like the center of my lid. I'm gonna tap it over a little bit of that Sugared Chestnut right here so they kind of blend up, but leave this very inner center portion for something else. I'm gonna take this shade here. This is Shimmering Pearl on a small, kind of really compact little brush. It looks like it's a little chunky. Do you see that? Looks a little chunky. I wonder what it's gonna look like when I lay it down. Well, definitely needs to be moved around a little bit. Maybe this would be easiest to apply with my finger. Let's try finger. Oh yeah. Look at that. Now I need to blend it because it's just kind of everywhere. I'm going to start with Seashell again and work this into my lower lash line. I'm going to use some of Cocoa, which is the darkest matte shade I used. A little more rusty right here on the outside edge of my lower lash line. I don't want to take it too far in, just for a little intensity right here. I'm going to use this Sonia G Crease 1, but I'm going to take a really light shade. I'm going to take this shade Nude right here, and I'm just going to kind of smoke out the lower lash line. Bring this very light shade down just a hair lower than I normally would. I'm going to take the lightest matte shade called Swan, and I'm going to use that just under the arch of the brow. I'm also using it right here under to kind of neaten up. It's very pale. I think it would do a good job of that. I'm going to throw on some liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. I really like this. Oh, I'm so glad I got it. Here's something that's interesting. I haven't swatched them all yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've used 4 of the mattes, and I've used 3 of the shimmers. And there are 16 shades in here. That's a lot. Decided to do some swatches for you. These first 2 here are a little hard to see because they're very, very close to my actual skin tone, but they're very shimmery. They go from lightest through to darkest, and these are all the shimmers. And I think these are just gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I do promise they're one here and one here. But I like the shimmer and the shine they have to them. They're just beautiful. Let me swatch the mattes for you as well. Here are the mattes. These are, I think, are a little easier to see. I really built this one up here. That one's called Swan. It's so pale. But I like that you have some, you know, kind of more pinky tones, kind of more of a neutral, a deeper neutral. I feel like these 2 here, this one's kind of very, I don't know, it reminds me kind of turmeric or saffron. This really dark one here is gorgeous. I feel like you have a really nice option. What I like about this eyeshadow palette, first of all, I like how slim it is. Look at this. It's so itty bitty teeny tiny. I love that. I like that it's inspired by complexions, you know, by fair to rich and warm complexions. And I'm hoping that means that if it's inspired by that in the Born This Way line, where they have a shade for almost everybody, that most people, despite your complexion, are going to be able to use this and really get some good use out of it. I think the mattes in here are really beautiful. I don't know, I haven't tried all the shimmers. This one is really pretty, but I wonder if this one is the same kind of makeup as this one. This one was a little difficult for me to use today, and it didn't like the brush I started out with, so I said I'm just gonna stick my finger in there, and then I felt like I got like way too much, and it took some blending to get it to look the way I wanted. I still feel like it's, you can see it's like a little rather intense, but that was me. But I don't feel like all of these metallics in here or these foiled shades perform like this, because I feel like, what did I use? I used these 2, this sugared chestnut and this sparkling sands. They didn't work the same way with my finger. They laid on beautifully, they blended nicely, and they weren't too much. This one was really like boom, and maybe it's the tone. I don't know. I do think that this is nice. I do like it. I know I've recently mentioned in a eyeshadow palettes that I want video. If you're curious, I will link it down below for you, that I don't need any more neutral palettes because I have 2 that I really like, and then I went and got it. But I'll tell you, when I saw this on Trend Mood's Instagram page, when it first kind of got like sneak peeked, like my heart went pitter pat. And that's the sort of response that I want. I want my heart to go pitter pat. Now, part of me is wondering, can I find these shades in other places? And do you have to run out and get this palette? The other thing I'll tell you is this at $45 with these kind of rosy tones here really might kind of satiate my desire for the Pillow Talk palette from Charlotte Tilbury. That's a $45 palette, and it only has 12 shades. This has 16. I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck here, but I'm not definitely getting all of those pink and rosy tones. Another part of me is like, do I have enough singles? Probably do. Do I have enough other shades that are inspired by that throughout my collection? I'm sure I do. That I could kind of cobble together something that is inspired by that Pillow Talk palette that's so gorgeous? Yes. And I think that that's probably what I'm going to do, because this is going to give me as much rosy tones as I can handle on a daily basis and still offer me so much more. And the price point, $45, is so much better than $75. Not gonna lie. The other thing I'll tell you is I use my Ulta points on this. I had $56 in Ulta points, and so this was kind of like a perk. And I like that it's a new palette and that I get to try it, and I didn't break the bank for it. So spend those Ulta points wisely. Thanks so much for watching today. Let me know if you are more of a bright and bold, colorful eyeshadow person, or if you live happily in the nudes and the neutrals like I do. And that's why I think this palette, when I saw it, was like, my heart, I could feel it pounding, going, oh, it's so pretty. It's so beautiful. And I'm glad that I picked it up today. I will have to do like a review later. Maybe we'll do a roundup of all the new makeup I've been trying and I'll give you a mini review on that. But I feel like just the way that the mattes perform today, I'm really gonna like this palette. And I feel like if I figure out which brushes to use with a few of those lighter kind of shimmery shades, I'm gonna have a little bit more success. I don't think this is a miss for me. I definitely think this is gonna be a hit, but I can't say that for sure yet. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. If you haven't, would you please? And I don't do this very often, but if you know of somebody who would appreciate the types of videos that I do, would you share my channel with them? It's very difficult for me to ask you to do that, but I am going to. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting to this point in the video. And if you would share the love, I would appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.